What's up, Panther Nation? I want to talk real quick about what I think is the source of our problems on defense. Um, so I'm going to go through this and then I'm going to take questions and I'm going to take comments and respond to those afterwards. So, um, after watching the Dallas Cowboys and Saints game, it became clear to me as day what our problem started from on defense. And it's not the coordinator, I don't think. It's our lack of pass rush. If you look at before the Pittsburgh game against the Steelers, when we were still getting our 6 wins, when everything was not necessarily clicking, but uh, most of the positions were doing well, pass rush was not there. And I pointed this out after pretty much every game up until that Pittsburgh game when I went through the defensive line. So I started looking back through my notes and I noticed it every single time. There was a notation where the defensive pass rush failed to get to the quarterback and the quarterback had all day long. Case in point, the Lions game. Stafford had all day and tomorrow to throw. So uh, I just want to throw that out there. So, what did the Cowboys do right that we are failing to do? Pass rush. Pass rush is it. And again, I'll take comments and questions afterwards. But here we go. Um, Motivation and execution are the other two things I want to discuss as well. I am calling upon coaches, I am calling upon the vets of this defense to ignite the fire in this defensive pass rush and make it burn with with anger. Push that Buccaneers line. Be aggressive. I'm willing to overlook some of the small penalties that come from that. And I quote unquote say the word small penalties. I will overlook those if this defense plays with fire and energy and motivation against the Buccaneers. And from this point forward. Because um, what we've been seeing this year has been absolute garbage, pass rush wise. Garbage. And that should not be happening. We have Mario Addison. We have Wes Horton. We have Julius Peppers, who we got back from the Packers. It's time to make a push. It is time to bring the fire. I've been saying it all year. This defense has been lacking motivation, has been lacking execution. This is how we start to solve the problem. And I think after we get through with the Bucks game, we start working on the execution part. We start making adjustments. Execution needs to get better. Simple footwork, just basic stuff. Just get it back in gear again. Then, Browns game, we switch it up. We go to the secondary, make that our focus. And here's what I want. I want, let me read from my notes here, because I'm not good with memory, so bear with me. I want the secondary to play aggressively and with heart. Be smart though. Don't do stupid things that cause penalties that hurt our team and give these quarterbacks extra yards. So here's what I want. Uh, I want us to be smart. I want us to follow through. I want us to finish tackles. Start playing like your job is on the line because it is. These guys should not be going out there, and I want to point this out because this is big. The last two games, they looked like they were just going out there, just half playing. It's just like, oh, la ti da, I'm going to earn my paycheck anyway, whether I play hard or not. That is not who we are. Carolina, that is not who we are. That is not who we ever were under Ron Rivera. Ever. And I mean, we've been working out corners, we've been working out kickers. We are showing these players that their jobs are not permanent. It is time to put the pep in the step and get this team back in order. Get our house back in order. That Saints loss just opened the door to possibly getting that number one wild card spot back. Are we going to get it back by just half lazily playing on this field? No. We're going to get it back by putting the fire back in this defense. We're going to get it back by executing. We're going to get it back by motivating ourselves to play better. All right, so one thing in particular I want to say, earn your paychecks. Don't just collect them. Earn your paychecks, defense. Finish strong and start strong. Be disciplined. Know the plays. And that doesn't necessarily uh, concern our defense as much as it does. Uh, well, it does. It does. I'm talking about Captain Munnerlin not knowing the play, running around like a chicken with his head cut off, having no idea who to cover and where. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Know the playbook. Know the playbook. Be accountable for yourself. There is no excuse for you not to know these schemes and this playbook. Eric Washington is just another man up, have barely changed. The players have changed. They're going out there and they're just saying, oh, this season we got 3 losses, so I'll just go out there and play like a loaf of bread. No. Uh-uh. Stop loafing around. Get it done. It's time for some tough love with this defense, and especially this pass rush this week. The pass rush is the focus this this specific week. We need adjustments, we need execution, and we need play calling for the secondary for the Browns game. That's what our secondary is focusing on. Tackling needs to be the number one concern as well. That goes along right along cue with execution. If you are not tackling properly, And I understand the rules. I understand that it's difficult to take the right angles. It's difficult to figure out, you know, how you're going to adjust to the rule of tackling or rules, I should say, because the league has been changing it up a little bit over the past few years. But still, there is no excuse for being at this level in the NFL and not being able to properly finish your tackles. There's no excuse. You've been in this system for how many years? You guys know that this is what you need to do. So here's what I want people to do. And this is the fan base. I'm talking to you guys. I want us to encourage, motivate, put the fire back in this defensive pass rush. I want to see the social media comments flooded with encouragement for the pass rush and fire and motivation for them. I want to see the heart put back in this defense, and that is where we start. Yes, we've been looking at cornerback. Yes, that is a gaping wound. But that's not the source of the domino effect that started all of this on defense. It's the pass rush. You look at every single game up until that Steelers game. Pass rush was a problem. You know what? Let me see if I can find the grades I put down for the pass rush. This is going to be disgusting. All right. Where are we at? I don't want preseason. I want regular season. Let's see. And I also heard that Dante Jackson has a clean bill of health. So that's another thing. Um, that's excellent. Uh, I feel like Lorenzo Doss is more ready than Corn Elder was in training camp. So just put it out there for the corner position. But let's see. When did I start actually grading these? I don't think I did. In week 1. No grades through week 2. I don't see them. Here we go. I actually technically started grading on week 3. So let's take a look at the D line. I put as a B for week 3 against the Bengals. And again, if you're not earning an A in pass rush on defense, that qualifies as to what I'm talking about here. That contributes. So, D line C plus against the Giants. Did I rate defensive C plus for defensive ends? This is exactly what I'm talking about, guys. This is prime example, Exhibit A right here. This is what we failed to do. And it's the source of the domino effect. So we're looking at Redskins game. And I believe we took that loss in the Redskins game. So let's see. D-line B plus. Defensive end. Did I rate defensive end? I don't see defensive end. So I'm going to guess that pass rush was a little bit better than the previous week. So that's probably why I put that in. So here's week 7 against the Eagles. D-line, B minus. Let's see, defensive end, C. You see what I'm talking about, guys? You see how this adds up? It just got worse and worse and worse. And we let the problem fester. And it affected everything else on our defense. Sooner or later, you get injuries. And I was so worried about either Bradbury or Dante going down. And then, who do we have at number three depth? Captain freaking Munnerlyn. Why? Whose bright idea was it to put Captain? I'm going to take off every play possible and not have a clue where the scheme actually is. Munnerlyn in third spot. Like, whose idea was that? Like, this just drives me nuts. So week 8, Ravens. Let's continue on here. B plus for the D line. B plus for the defensive end. So we got better. So whatever we did for those weeks, it got better. But then Buccaneers, where we played down to the Buccaneers level. Uh, B plus for defensive end. B plus for defensive line. So whatever we did, it started working. It got better slightly. So I think we can learn from that. Uh, so here's the Steelers game. This is this is where it started to really go downhill because the Steelers exposed everything, every weakness we even had or remotely had on both sides of the ball and special teams. So Steelers D for defensive end. Uh, and this is what I'm talking about. This is where the rest of the defense started to fall apart. You got D for free safety, D for strong safety. Defensive line F. We had zero pass rush during that Steelers game. So, case in point, this is where we start fixing the problem. I want to know you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. And now I'm going to go into the chat because I have said my piece. Go on Twitter, go on Facebook, go on Instagram, go on whatever social media these guys have and purge them. Put the fire in this defensive end position, in this defensive line position, in this front four. Motivate them. And this is where the coaches should be jumping in because this is your job. Ron, Eric Washington, veteran players, Julius Peppers, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis. You guys have to motivate these guys. Get them ready to play. Play with so much fire that I want that Buccaneers line to just crumble this Sunday. That's what I want to see. Play with discipline. Play like your lives matter. Like your jobs matter. Like everything you're doing on that field matters because it does. I love all these players. I love all these coaches. And it's time for everybody to step up to the plate. It is crunch time. This is, pardon the expression, but this is round 7 in boxing. It's crunch time. We are down to our final 5 games. Folks, our final 5. That Saints game just told me we have a chance. If Dallas takes control of the division, we're looking at the Redskins, who we should have beaten in the regular season game. We're looking at the Vikings. We're looking at the Seahawks, who we should have beaten last week. And there's at least two or three other teams on that list, too. Atlanta, which we can take one from, is at the bottom of that list somewhere. Lurking. You got the Eagles somewhere on that list, which we beat them, I believe, right? We've got teams on here that if we get our crap together, we could take them. Unfortunately, the tiebreaker goes to the Redskins. The tiebreaker goes to the Seahawks if we're fighting for a second wild card spot. But the rest of them we beat that are on that list that were on our schedule. We beat them. Why are we afraid right now? Why are we playing with such lackluster energy when we should be playing with fire and passion and heart and energy? It is time to step up. So I'm going to check the chat here real quick, and then we're going to end this. Keep pounding. Don't give up. We are better than this. Exactly. Saints lost to the Cowboys last night, but the Saints still be stuff. Not sure what it means, but uh, there we go. Sorry about that. Um, we need to stop playing around. That's what we need to do. Exactly, DT. Exactly, man. You nailed it on the head. We are better than this. Encourage these guys on social media, everywhere. Do it. Fire them up. And I will see you guys in the pre-stream for the Buccaneers game. Pre-game stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, keep pounding. See you on Sunday.